Hello everyone, this is Zeeebo and welcome to this AFK journey video. So welcome to this first look for the Celestial Twins Elijah and Lailah right here, as we managed to get a copy of Elijah and Lailah together with Lawson on the Pioneer server. So in this video, we're going to run through Elijah and Lailah's kit and then do a showcase for the unit skill set in different game modes and give our impression of this unit. Okay, so first of all, the ultimate Starlight Wards right here. Passive, Elijah and Lailah fight separately in battle, but shares the same HP and energy pool. Their max HP is increased by 35%, so they are slightly tankier compared to like their base stats, I guess. And then active part performs an inspiring duo dance, granting all allies a 60 haze bonus for 7 seconds. During the dance, allies linked through Stellar Bond becomes unaffected, and this skill can be cast as long as Elijah is able to use the ultimate. Okay, so increase in levels increases the duration of the bond itself. So from the last line over here, this could mean that if Elijah is actually controlled, like either frozen, stunned, or transported to another dimension by Reyna's ultimate, there could be a possibility that you can't use the skill. So we'll probably test it in the next few days just to see how it works out. So second skill, Stellar Bond. A Stellar Bond links Elijah and Lailah, forming a straight line link when they are aligned on the battlefield. Allied heroes placed between Elijah and Lailah along this line also becomes linked through the bound itself. So this Stellar Bound link grants a permanent 25% attack bonus to Elijah and Lailah when no other allies are linked. However, the bonus decreases by 5% for each additional ally linked. Okay. So grants a permanent attack bonus to the twins, and if you have other allies linked, then place between. Okay, so I guess if let's say there's no units, if there's only 2 of them, right? It's a 25% boost for the 2 of them. So if you add in 1 ally, 20% boost. 2 allies, 15% boost. I guess that's how it works. Have to test that out as well. So that's for this Stellar Bond ability right here. So next part, active. Elijah sends a golden glow through the Stellar Bond link to Lailah, restoring energy to all link allies along the path. Simultaneously, Lailah sends a green glow through the bond to Elijah, healing each link ally along the path. Okay, so it is pretty similar to the arena skill where you get HP regen as well as energy regen with the attack buff over here. Okay, so that's for the Stellar Bond. Third skill, Cosmic Protection. Elijah grants Lailah and one weakest ally a shield that lasts for 4 seconds and make Lailah unaffected while the shield is active. Okay, Lailah casts Stellar Pulse on the tiles occupied by Elijah and one ally adjacent to enemies, dealing damage and inflicting blind within 1 tile of the target tile. Okay. Stellar Pulse also knocks back enemies surrounding Lailah by 1 tile. Okay. Interesting. So this is a shielding from the Elijah side for your Lailah, and then Lailah is the damage control side. Okay, we shall see how it works in battle later. So hero focus, Elijah and Lailah increases their haste in battle. Each time they cast the ultimate, they permanently increase the haste of all allies linked through Stellar Bond by 5, stackable up to 3 times. Okay. Now, EX weapon skill, Starbound Harmony. If the allies, excluding Elijah and Lailah, linked through Stellar Bond all belongs to the same faction, a special resonance effect is triggered. The resonance grants link allies an extra 10 vitality and increases their energy gain by 10%. Once the resonance is active, Stellar Bond can be permanently enhanced after all link allies have used their ultimate. Okay, interesting. So I guess this enhancement, yeah, is the next line. So when enhanced, allies regain 10% of the energy cost for each ultimate cast, and this enhancement can only occur 1 time per battle. Okay, so increase in level increases the vitality and energy gain, and EX15 after Stellar Bond is permanently enhanced increases the energy return to allies from each ultimate cast to 15%. Okay, so I think EX15 is gonna be massive in terms of the energy return. Okay, so all allies bonus vitality as well as energy gain, and once you permanently enhance it, you get even more energy gain for ultimate spamming. Okay. So what this means is, if let's say the allies, they are not in the same faction, Does it mean that this resonance doesn't occur? Actually, that's a little bit limiting in terms of this EX weapon skill, isn't it? Yeah, because all the allies have to belong to the same faction. So let's say if I'm running Elijah with, for example, I guess Celestial and Hypergy is considered one, and then like I have to probably like run like Maulers if I want to like focus on some Mauler characters itself. This could be like the limiting factor for it. Then we have the Supreme Plus skill. Elijah and Lailah increases the attack, physical defense, and magical defense of each ally linked through Stellar Bond. The increases are equal to 10% of the higher stats among the link allies, but cannot exceed 25% of the original stats of the affected allies. These stat boosts are not included when calculating increases from this skill. So okay, the language is a little bit confusing there, but what I'm getting from this paragraph is the increase in stats is 10% of the higher stated units, and this stat increase, for example like from Supreme Plus Torrent, cannot exceed 25% of the original stats of maybe your weakest ally, maybe a legendary unit for example. So that's what I'm getting from this part. So a whole bunch of linking, and that's for the skit itself. So let's run through the other abilities in terms of like the magic charms and stuff. Then we'll do a few battles. Okay, so that's for the weapon. We'll level it to 15 for the energy return. And then for the charm skill, increases the attack of another ally by 9% for 6 seconds when healing or granting a shield to them. Okay, so this is Zeep after dabbling with the twins for a little bit. So the thing about the twins is that the bound is going to be an important part of their kit. So you need to put them in a straight line for this bound to be active. So right here, if I were to do something like this, for example, I won't be able to link the allies. So I need to do something like this or something like this, for example. So you will see the linking animation. So this means that the Elijah as well as Lailah is linked to the ally. So based on the map, the max number of allies that can benefit from the bound ability will change. So for this one, the maximum number is 2 together with the twins itself. So because they will occupy 1 tile each, so you have at most 2 units in their link over here. And then based on the skill set, the ultimate will be affected by the bound, because this will give the haste as well as, okay, this is the haste is to all allies, right? But the unaffected is by the allies within the bound itself. And on top of that, obviously the attack buff from Stellar Bound, as well as the energy regen, as well as heals along the path itself, and also the hero focus over here. Yeah, because this one is increase the haste of all allies linked through the Stellar Bound, as well as the Starbound Harmony. So for this one, we will use a full Wilders team, I guess. So we will use a defensive Wilders setup, probably with Iron, for example. Okay, we'll take out, we just use 4 units. I kind of don't want to overpower the opponent over here. So without further ado, let's showcase the ability of the twins right here. Let's go. Okay, so we have all Wilders right here. Let's pull everyone in. Okay. So right here, based on the units buff over here, we haven't actually gotten our attack buff yet. So I assume the attack buff is a inbuilt thing, right? If you're inside the link, you get it on your base stats. So the ultimate over here gives haste to all allies, as well as the unaffected to the link allies. Okay, interesting. So maybe I'll remove the healing, because I think the twins does heal enough. We're just going to feature Iron as well as Almas right here. So let's go. Okay, so pull everyone together once again. Yeah, so there's actually this attack buff from the skill itself, but it's not showcased in terms of the buff below the HP bar of the unit. So we can see the haste as well as the unaffected after the ultimate cast. So Iron used the ultimate to control the enemy. So the green ball is the heal coming out from Lailah. Okay, so here they die, unfortunately. So we are gonna maybe position them in a safer position. See whether or not it's better this way. So I guess I probably still need a heal win. Yeah, I'm gonna still use a heal win for this one, because I think their heals alone might not be sufficient for this stage yet. Okay. Okay, so the energy ball is the energy regen from Elijah. The green ball is the HP regen from Lailah. Okay. So after the ultimate, we get the haste on all allies, including Almas in front, together with unaffected on Huin, represented by the orange aura, as well as Iron over here. There's also an additional haste buff on the buff bar below the units. So this one is from the hero focus based on each of the ultimate cast right here. Okay. So that's the skill set so far. Another thing that I'm actually kind of curious about is how the EX weapon actually works. Okay, so another cast. Okay. So we get quite a good amount of attack buff as well as haste buff right here. Okay, so the more casts they get through, the more haste the allies in the link get from this skill over here. Yeah, so every time they cast the ultimate. The thing about this one is I can't actually see this attack buff. So I'm assuming because this is a permanent attack bonus, it's not a stat boost, right? It's not shown in the buff bar below the HP itself. So we did see the immunity, we did see the haste buff on all allies, and then we did see the haste buff on the hero focus right here. And this part. Okay, so right here, I haven't seen the 10 vitality. So I guess we might actually have to feature 5 units, right, for us to actually proc this. So let's try 5 light bearers, maybe on a weaker side. So we are able to see it. Something like this, for example, I guess it works. Full defensive light bearer over here. So let's go. Let's see how it works here. Okay, so we have the heals. But jumping around in the balls. Okay, so the ultimate can be cast as long as Elijah can cast a skill. So right here we get the haste buff on everyone together with an attack buff. Okay. So we have the immunity on Faye as well as Chippy, as well as the twins over here. Now we are getting a whole bunch of buff. I'm assuming from Faye's heal, the diamond shaped heal at the bottom. Another ultimate. Okay. Okay, so that's how their skill set looks like. But you can see that they actually start attacking a lot faster, right? Increasing speed after they cast each of their ultimate. So this is because of their hero focus skill, which is actually really strong the longer the battle draws out, because imagine you have like 2 allies that is in the bound itself. So you have 4 units that just gets increasing haste buff. Yeah, okay, so this is for the kit of the twins itself. So just a simple first look and preview at the skill set of twins over here. So one thing which I haven't actually figured out is whether or not this one is a permanent buff like the attack buff, and that's why it's not shown within the buff bar itself. Then we have this attack speed buff on morale for a short while. So if one of the twins die, you actually lose both the twins over here. So you have to protect both of them in order for you to survive a lot better. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Just a simple showcase of the units. I'll probably do a bit more testing to just see how this Starbound Harmony actually works out in battle, and whether or not there's any stats showcase or any prompt for the buff itself. Okay, so that's it for this video. Thank you very much for tuning in. Do remember to like and subscribe to see more. Stay tuned for the Lawsome video later. Bye guys.